Ui.
What's going on YouTube? As always, this is the one and only Ryotachi here to talk about The Flash. I missed last week's episode because I was on vacation, so I'm talking about last episode and the two previous episodes. You have to excuse my voice, got a little sick, but I'm going to try to go through this video, bear with me. So honestly, I thought the previous episode with Girls Night Out, I kind of thought it was just gonna be a filler episode, but it kind of really wasn't, because it had a lot to deal with Caitlin and her dealing with Killer Frost. And honestly, if you really pay attention, you kind of see Killer Frost was a lot different than in season 3. Season 3, she was really just like, she was really bad, and she really didn't care about hurting her friends. Like when she fought Barry, she stabbed him in like the tendon somewhere in his calf, where it took him like a few hours to heal. So she was a lot ruthless in season 3, whereas in season 4 she was bad, I guess, but she wasn't so killer, pun intended. Like when she turned into, I think they were eating out. Yeah, she didn't even try to hurt Iris or Cecile or no one. She was just fighting the guy, the weird guy with the snake or whatever in his eye, which is weird. But she's not so evil. And when she fought the person that she was working for, she honestly was kind of weak, and she was scared of her. So I don't want to say Caitlin is kind of taking over her Killer Frost persona, but I think her killer persona is becoming more like Caitlin, as they don't remember when they're like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. When they transform, they have no memories of the other personality. But I think Killer Frost is becoming more and more like Caitlin. And even at the end, when Barry and all of them get back, because they had their guys' night, and they see Killer Frost and Cisco, they're just so tired from the crazy night they had. And Cisco's like, oh, can we please do this tomorrow? And, excuse me, Caitlin, or Killer Frost, turns back into Caitlin. So I really love it, because I really wanted to see more Killer Frost, but I didn't want Killer Frost to be just always so bad. And now it seems like Caitlin is kind of finally getting control over, or they're kind of becoming one. Like I said in my previous videos, I think the Killer Frost and Caitlin personalities are going to eventually meld together and be one entity. And it seems to be like the route they're going. So I really like it, because I like Caitlin as a character, and I really like Killer Frost, and it'd be nice to have both of them kind of like on the same side. And then the last week's episode, kind of same thing, not that too much happened, but the main thing that happened is they finally discovered, after the Council of Wales, they finally discovered where DeVoe lived, I guess. But they were definitely shocked, because when they went to see DeVoe, they went to his house, and it was Barry and Joe. His henchman or henchwoman came to their door, but she was dressed in normal clothes, and said that she was his wife. And then DeVoe came through, and he was in a wheelchair. He had no markings, and he had hair. As funny as it sounds, he had hair. You know, he's a lot. He didn't look really the same compared to what we've seen. And they I was obviously taken off guard. They didn't really know what to say or do. And that kind of ends from there. But the main thing, honestly, is why does he look so different, I guess you'd say? Because it didn't, and like I said, his markings was gone and everything. And I could see maybe the helmet covered his hair, you know, just throwing it out there. But he didn't even have his tattoo markings or anything. Excuse me. So it's like, what are we seeing? Like when they showed the Thinker, I guess we'll say, he's in this pretty much blue lit room, and he's in this chair and all this stuff. And then we got like DeVoe, who's normal and in a wheelchair. And it's like, how does he go back and forth? Is it like it's one version in his head, like the blue version, we'll say, the Thinker version? Is it just in his head, or like did he somehow he's like can change, like how superheroes do. They take their clothes off and they're different. Maybe he puts his clothes on and he's different. Like, what are we seeing? Like from the house scene to the what we see as a thinker. I seen one video that said maybe when he's in the blue room or whatever, that's kind of like all in his mind. But then it kind of want to explain. I think it was the Girls Night Out episode when the thinker attacked that meta that cried those drugs or whatever, the blue tears. He did attack him, but it's kind of confusing because at the same time you think people would notice a big guy floating in a chair, flying around, whereas they didn't really notice that when he was attacking that meta. So I don't know. I don't know what we're seeing here. I don't think they're separate in the sense of when he's in like the thinker mode, he's like in his mind, but somehow there's something going on there. But anyway, I think I really like DeVoe being a bad guy because it's different. I mean, it's really hard to have villains for Barry Allen because when you think about it in hindsight, he's the Flash. He's super fast, so it's really hard to have normal villains per se. That's going to be. I know he has obviously normal villains in the comics and all that, but a comic is just one book, you know, one little book. Whereas they're trying to get villains that stretch for a whole season. So it's really hard to kind of play around with that for villains that's not a speedster. So I like DeVoe being a villain. He's always pretty much one step or 10 steps ahead of Barry. So it's going to be really kind of interesting to see Barry and the Thinker face off. Not necessarily physically, but mentally. But anyway, that's my review. So again, apologize for the voice. Got a little sick. But as always, this is Ryutachi. Don't forget to subscribe and comment and thumbs up the video. And peace out.
They call it dubstep.